What's up, you guys? Welcome back. Today I am so excited because I am going to be filming my Best of Beauty 2021. I look forward to doing these videos every single year. I don't typically do favorites videos that much throughout the year, so I love to do a roundup at the end of the year like, okay, these were my most used products. These were the best products of 2021 in my opinion. Not all of these are like new products that came out in 2021, although actually probably most of them are. We do have some old favorites as well, or newer products to me that I discovered in 2021, and this is basically just like my most used products in every single category of makeup. I broke it down, and in pretty much every category we have high-end and drugstore options, so I'm really excited because I love both high-end and drugstore makeup. So all of this makeup got good use this year, and these were just like my absolute favorites. So this is probably gonna be a longer video, so grab a drink, grab a snack, whatever you want, and hang out with me and let's talk Best of Beauty. I'm so excited. I will link everything down below in the description box. I'll have it all listed there with links to the products if you guys want to check them out. But without further ado, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and click the little bell right next to the subscribe button so you can be notified of all my future uploads. And let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I'm going to do my best. I'm saying this now. Who knows how this will turn out, but I'm going to do my best to not talk too much about each individual product because I have a lot of products to get through, but I want to just show you guys everything, and most of these products you've heard me talk about many times before. So we are going to get started with primer. I'm just going to go in the order of how I would apply these products to my face so I don't miss anything. First primer, and my most used this year, is the Tarte Shape Tape Pore and Prime Balm. You guys, I have literally none left. I'm scraping the sides like with my nail to try and get it on my face. I absolutely love this. It is so good at blurring the skin and filling in the pores. I typically go for like pore filling primers because I feel like they smooth over the skin and just give you a really flawless base to work with. So that's what most of my primer picks are geared around, but I absolutely love this. I think it's worth every single penny. It obviously is at a higher end price point. If you do buy it on Tarte's website, you can use my code Kelly, which will give you a discount, but I do have a drugstore option. I also really love the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. I believe this was in my 2020 favorites last year. Still really love this. Still really nice, great drugstore option. I do personally think the Tarte one works a bit better, but this one is really good too. I use it all the time, and I just use the regular one. There's a couple different versions of this. They have like a luminous one, a matte one, an acne fighting one. I just use the OG original and really love it. And last primer that I wanted to mention, this product is kind of like, it's in between. Like it could be used as a primer, it could be used as just like a glowy highlight product, it could be used as a foundation on its own if you want something like coverage, but it is the Hollywood Flawless Filter from Charlotte Tilbury. This gives a beautiful glow to the skin. A lot of times I use this on days where I am not going to be wearing makeup, so I feel like you guys don't necessarily see it that much on my channel. I'll use it a lot of times as like a primer before I apply foundation, but on a daily basis, if I just kind of want to have a little something on my face to give me a pretty healthy glow, but I'm not going to be doing like a makeup look or anything, I will just throw this on my skin and go, and it gives the prettiest glow. I really love it. And I have shade medium 4.5, and it's definitely one of my favorites. This is an older product. It didn't come out in 2021, I don't believe, but I discovered it for myself in 2021 and absolutely love it. Charlotte Tilbury stuff is like chef's kiss. I really discovered, I feel like, her brand this year, even though it's been around forever, but her stuff is so good. So this is definitely one of my faves. All right, now we're gonna move into foundation. So we'll start with the obvious. You guys already know, Too Faced Born This Way. You could probably go back to like my 2015 yearly favorites, and I'm talking about this. Still love it, still my most used foundation. It's my OG, you guys know that. So I have to, of course, give honorable mention to this. I absolutely love it. Newer foundations that came on the scene this year that I really liked. Two are drugstore, and have another high-end one. So one that I want to talk about that was a very recent favorite and recent find, but I love, is this CoverGirl Outlast Extreme Wear 3-in-1 foundation. I felt this year there wasn't like a full glam, I'll call it, foundation that came out from the drugstore that I really loved. When I'm doing a full glam look, I do want something that's going to give me a little bit more coverage, and then I discovered this and I was like, oh my god, I love it. It's so good. It looks beautiful on the skin. It gives a full coverage, flawless finish. It's long lasting. It's not drying to the skin, although it does have a matte finish to it. It has SPF in it, comes in a bunch of different shades. I really like this. So although it was a recent find, it was definitely a favorite of mine, and I will definitely be using this through 2022. So definitely really enjoyed this. I also found myself this year though, many times going towards more lighter coverage foundations, especially on a daily basis. I do a lot less like full glam looks than I used to do. You know, before I was like a full glam like this on a Tuesday, even though it is actually a Monday right now when I'm filming this, and I still do glam looks like that sometimes, but a lot of times on the daily, I'm not necessarily reaching for a full coverage coverage foundation anymore like I used to be. And I've been really into like the skin tints, tinted primers, and so many came on the market in 2021 and I tried so many of them, but my two personal faves were these two. So one is Drugstore, one is high end. We'll talk about the high end first. This is the YSL New Bare Look Tint. It is beautiful on the skin. I have it in shade 8. It just like hydrates the skin, makes it look so glowy and pretty, but gives a really nice coverage. Like so many of the tints I feel like don't really give any coverage. This one still is like a light coverage, but it somehow makes your skin look flawless. Like I don't know how to describe it. It's just so, so beautiful. Feels really nice in the skin, wears really well, especially if you set it with a powder. It's good to last like literally all day and just really looks flawless on the skin. So I absolutely love this. This was like a whole new line that came out through YSL, their new line, and I really enjoyed this product. But from the Drugstore, I also really liked the L'Oreal True Match Hyaluronic Tinted Serum. So when I first tried this, I didn't love it because I was kind of like, okay, this is not really giving me any coverage. And I was kind of trying it on a day where I feel like I wanted to do a more glam look. And so I didn't end up loving the finished result. But on a day-to-day basis, this is so, so pretty on the skin. And I've reached for this so often recently. It gives a really pretty glow to the skin. It has hyaluronic acid in it to really like plump up your skin, make it look hydrated, make it look beautiful. And I absolutely love this. It's definitely a lighter coverage product, but it really looks beautiful on the skin. And it definitely was one that I feel like I changed my opinion on and really ended up loving, because that happens sometimes. Like you'll try a product and you'll be like, okay, like this is fine. But then you end up like loving it, or vice versa. Where this was definitely one that I was like, okay, I really do like this and I've really been enjoying using it. All right, now we're gonna move into concealers. I do have a lot of concealers, so I'm gonna kind of go through them fast. We have ones that you guys know that I love that I still use. I feel like it's important for me to tell you guys, okay, these are products that I've used for years and years that you know about, but I do still use them. So Tarte Shape Tape, of course, one of my all-time favorite full coverage under-eye concealers. I love, will always love. So of course, still a love of mine this year. We also have the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo, one of my absolute favorites from the Drugstore. Also full coverage, long lasting. It's super affordable and still definitely a love of mine in 2021. For some newer additions to concealer loves this year, we have this one from Hailey's Beauty. This is the Rewind Blurring Full Coverage Concealer. This I love because it's hydrating to the under eyes and really does a good job at like smoothing the under eyes and concealing. Wears really nicely throughout the day, but really does not dry out the under eye. Even when set with a powder, this is just a really, really nice concealer. And it has a very like cool kind of tip, and it feels very cooling when you apply it on. It's like a metal applicator, and I really, really love this and use this a ton this year. Also going with the full coverage yet still somehow hydrating concealers. Also really, really love the Hourglass Vanish. This is also very full coverage, but still is gonna keep your under eyes hydrated and is definitely one of my favorites this year as well. And last but not least, we have the Wet n Wild Mega Last Incognito. This is literally like $4 and so good. It came out this year and I tried it and was like, wow, okay, I really, really like this. So it's literally cheaper than the e.l.f. Camo. I think they work actually pretty similarly. This is also full coverage, very long lasting, does not dry out the under eyes. I would say this is actually probably a bit less drying than the e.l.f. Camo can be, and at such an affordable price point and incredible. Okay, moving right along, we're gonna jump into cream bronzers and blushes. This was something that again was newer for me in 2021 and I just fell in love with. I used to always be a powder blush, powder bronzer type of girl, but I really loved the addition of cream products this year. And one favorite I want to talk about, this palette itself is newer, but the products inside are not. So if you guys watch my channel throughout this year, you know that I absolutely love the Tarte Breezy Cream Bronzer, but they came out with a Breezy Cream palette where you get a bronzer and 2 blushes. Mine's a little dirty. You can tell she's used. This is newer and I love the palette because I've been using the cream blushes and the cream bronzer like all year long, but now they have them all in this easy to use palette. So I really, really like this. So I wanted to mention it. You can of course buy them separately though, if that's something you'd rather do. But the palettes come with the cream bronzer and then 2 different cream blushes. And I absolutely love this formula. I think it's so good. The Breezy Cream formula from Tarte is just blends so flawlessly and easy into your skin. It just simplifies your routine because you don't have to spend a lot of time blending it out. It just melts into the skin really, really well. So I really like this. But then also from the Drugstore, I really, really like these from e.l.f. This is the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer and the e.l.f. Putty Blush. Really, really beautiful products. The putty blushes are incredible. I love them. This one in Turks and Caicos is one of my absolute favorites. They're like $6. Come in a bunch of different shades, and the putty bronzers as well are really, really nice, creamy, pigmented, and blend into the skin very well. So I really enjoyed them as well. For powder, this is one category where I only have one, and it's because this is like literally the best powder. Like I can't even put anything else in this category. I love this product. And I have dry skin, so I'm not normally like a crazy person when it comes to powder. Like I'm like, this powder from Makeup Forever is so good. So this is their HD setting powder, which has been around for a long time, but they recently brought it, I think this year, where they made their HD matte setting powder in shades. So I have shade 1 here, which is vanilla. This is the best setting powder for your under eyes. I have it on my under eyes today. It brightens, it sets everything down, it smooths everything so well. Like it literally just airbrushes your face. I don't know how it does it. It does come in darker shades too that you can use to set all of your face as well. But it's just like the most beautiful airbrush setting powder. Like it's setting your makeup, but it also makes your skin just look so flawless and just smooth and beautiful. So I absolutely love this. There is like nothing that compares to this that I have tried. It's so good. So by far my favorite powder this year, also not drying to the skin, which is really nice. Okay, jumping into eyebrow products. First, I have the CoverGirl Micro Brow. I've loved this for years. In my opinion, this is the best brow product at the drugstore. It rivals high-end, it's affordable, it's great. It comes in a bunch of different shade options. I normally use soft brown or honey brown. This one is soft brown, but you get a spoolie and a tiny little, oh, there's a little hair on it, little pencil on the other end. I absolutely love this, still love it, have loved it for years. This year, I also started to get a lot more into using brow gels. In the past, I never really used brow gels, but I like kind of the fluffier, more defined brow look. I got more into it this year, and the Tarte Sketch and Set is really nice because in this, you get a pencil on one side, and then the other side, you get a tinted brow gel. So I just have this one in shade taupe, but I really like using this. It's nice that they're both in the same little pencil. And also really, really loved this Refi, I don't know what this is called. I think this is just like the Refi brow gel. This is very, very good. This will pick your lashes up or, you know, wherever you want. It doesn't have to be like fluffy brows. Like you don't have to like that. You can brush your brows to the side, like however you want. But your brows are not gonna move with this. They're gonna stay all day. And even though it's white, it does not add that weird white grayish cast to your brows. When you first apply it on, it'll look like it's gonna do that, and then it dries. So you gotta give it a second, let it dry, and it will just be the color that they were before, because that's always my biggest gripe with brow gels is that they change the color of your brows and make them that weird kind of grayish white color, where this really doesn't do that, but it works. It's gonna keep your brows in place and it's beautiful. So I really, really like this as well. Okay, now let's move into eyeshadow. I will say in 2021, I feel like I wore less eyeshadow this year than any other year like in my whole life. I don't know. I feel like I was kind of lazier with my makeup. I wore a lot less eyeshadow. Today I did like a smoky eye and I was like, dang, like I miss this, you know? So I gotta do more eyeshadow in 2022. That's a goal of mine for sure. But I did only pick one palette this year, and one that I constantly use, even if it was just for like one shade, is the Your Golden palette from ColourPop. I also really love the ColourPop Bare Necessities. That was also very, very used, but this one is just so, so pretty. It's a bunch of warm tone neutrals. You do have a couple blues in here and like peaches if you want to do something with color, but I really, really love this palette. It got used a lot, even just for like the matte shades. If I wanted to put a little something in my crease or some of these lighter shimmers, I would just use them on my inner corner or beneath my brow bone. I did use this palette today to do my eye look as well. So you can do light eye looks, darker eye looks, whatever you want. It's super versatile. It is affordable as well because it's ColourPop. I think it's actually on sale right now, so it's even more affordable. I do have an affiliate code with ColourPop. It's code Kelly, so you can use it to get an additional 10% off of their entire website if you want to get anything. But this was definitely my most used palette. Even if I wasn't doing like a total full eye look like I did today, I was still grabbing like one or two shades from this because it's super versatile. And yeah, I really, really liked this. So this would be my top eyeshadow palette for 2021. Oh my gosh, can't believe it. Okay, let's jump in quickly to eyeliners. Two from ColourPop that I grabbed here. They're cream gel liners. They're the best. I absolutely love them. I have Honeydew, which is like this tannish shade, and then Exit, which is white. They also make like, you know, black ones, brown ones, all that kind of stuff. The cream gel liner formula is incredible. They're affordable and really, really good. So definitely really liked these. And also wanted to mention the Makeup by Mario eyeliners. Normally, I would never really recommend a high-end eyeliner because I feel like eyeliner is such a thing that like, I don't know, you can find really good ones at the drugstore, but this one is actually really, really nice. What I liked about this specifically is you get the eyeliner on one side, and then the other side you get this kind of little brush thing. At first I was kind of like, okay, what is that? But these are so creamy, so you can kind of do a line on your upper lash line and then use this brush on the other side to flick it out and wing it out and do like a really pretty kind of blurred out liner or like diffused liner, and it looks beautiful. And I did that a lot this year, and I always grabbed from Mario's eyeliners when I was doing that because they're creamy, they're pigmented, and they blend really nicely to do that. So I did want to mention these as well. Even though they are expensive, I do think these are worth it. They come with a sharpener too, and I really, really like them. Okay, for mascaras, I have 3 to talk about. So 2 are drugstore, 1 is high-end. We'll do the high-end one first. Really, really loved this new Rare Beauty mascara. I think this is called, I don't know exactly what it's called. I want to say Stay Vulnerable, but maybe not, but it's the only mascara that they have. It is a thickening mascara. It has like a wide wand here, really gets in, adds a lot of volume, a lot of thickness to your lashes. I really, really enjoyed this and thought it worked really, really well. As far as volume goes, for lengthening, separating, more curling mascaras, these 2 from the drugstore were my standout favorites this year. Maybelline Sky High, this went viral on TikTok. I feel like for as many people that love this, there are also people that it didn't work for. I was one of those people that this really worked for. This lifted up my lashes, lengthened them, separated them, just made them look so pretty, and I absolutely love it. It is hard to get off. I'll say that. You definitely are gonna have to use like an oil-based cleanser to get this off. I always use an oil-based cleanser, so to me, it's not a big deal. They do make a waterproof version, but even the non-waterproof version is not that easy to get off. You will have to work it off a little bit more, but to me, it's worth it because it's super lengthening, separating, and just really fans the lashes out beautifully. So I really liked that. And then I also recently discovered the Kokie Lash Euphoria mascara, which is also so beautiful, lengthening, curling. This also does give a little bit of volume as well to your lashes. This is what the wand looks like. It's really, really good. I know Kokie isn't as easy to find as like Maybelline. They do have it, I think, at some like Rite Aids and Walgreens, but then Kokie has their own website. They have it on Amazon as well too. So I'll link it down below as well as everything that we talk about. But this is also really, really good. And I think it's like $7 and was definitely one of my favorite mascaras as well. Okay, for lashes, this year I really got into the more tapered lashes. So whether I was doing a half lash or just lashes that were kind of more cat eye, that was definitely my vibe this year. And these ones from Salon Perfect were one of my favorites. These are the 6'6" ones. So as you see, they're like shorter in the center and then they get longer as they go out. So sometimes I would just cut these and wear them as half lashes. Other times I would wear the full lash because they do have that tapered look to them. And I really, really love these. Salon Perfect makes really nice, affordable lashes. You can get them at Walmart. They're super lightweight on the eyes, but still look really pretty. So love these. And also really, really loved the Kiss Lash Glue liners. Like if there was one thing that I actually really loved that came out of 2021, it was the rise of the lash glue liner. Like these are so good. I have the clear one here, but I actually prefer the black one better, but either way they work nice. It's basically like an eyeliner that you just go in on your eyes and draw it on like you would with any eyeliner, but it's also a lash glue, so then you can just pop your lashes right onto where you have the liner, and it makes it so, so easy. So yeah, I don't know how I didn't discover these before now, but they are so good. Absolutely love them. The one from Kiss, in my opinion, is the best ones. I've tried a bunch from a bunch of different brands, but I like the Kiss Lash Glue liners the best, and they are like, if you like lashes, they're gonna be a savior to you for real. Okay, now let's talk bronzers. So I have a couple that I wanna talk about. One, this is an older favorite. I feel like I probably mentioned this in my last year's 2020 favorites, but this is the Sugar Rush Sun and Fun Baked Bronzer. I love this. I have gone through so many of these. They're beautiful. I use this pretty much every single day to warm up the skin all over. It's kind of like a marbled bronzer, just gives the prettiest sun-kissed glow, and I love it. So still love that for sure. Also this year, really ended up liking bronzers from Physicians Formula, which is interesting because if you follow me for a while, you know their butter bronzer was never one of my absolute favorites. Like I feel like that's such a popular bronzer that so many people loved, and I was always kind of like, why? Like, I don't know. It wasn't that I didn't like it, but it was like I never understood the hype behind it. But they came out with these like dessert themed ones, and they smell amazing. I mean, I gotta give them that. They smell so, so good. This one is the butter cake, and then this one is the butter donut. They smell incredible, but they work really, really pretty as well. Give beautiful sun-kissed glow to the skin. This one has a little bit more shimmer. This one's the butter cake, and then the butter donut has a little bit of a sheen to it, but not as pronounced. They're both beautiful, really nice for bronzing all over the skin and giving you a pretty bronzy glow. To contour, I found myself mostly reaching for this one from Makeup by Mario. This is the Soft Sculpt Bronzer in the shade Medium. It's a matte matte bronzer. Really, really good to contour out the cheekbones, anywhere you want to contour your face, your nose, whatever. Really nice. Sometimes I would use this in my crease just as like a crease color to emphasize my eyes. And yeah, this is really, really nice. Blends well, isn't patchy, and really does a nice job, and comes in quite a few different shades as well to use to contour and like chisel out the face with. So really liked that. For blush, my most grabbed for blush was this one from CoverGirl. This is the True Blend So Flushed High Pigment Blush in the shade Love Me. It's so pretty. I have it on my cheeks today. It reminds me a lot, honestly, of NARS Orgasm. It's a little bit more like, it's a little bit darker than NARS Orgasm, but it's not that much different when they're on the face. They really don't look that much different, and it's really, really pretty. Has a lot of pigment, a little bit of a sheen to it to give you that little glow, and I really, really enjoyed this. So use this a ton this year. For highlights, I have two. So we'll start with the high-end one. This is from Jouer, and this is the powder highlight in the shade Citrine. This is what I have on my cheeks today. If you like to glow, baby, you will like this, okay? It is just so blinding. Like, it's so pretty. They have a couple different shades too. Like, obviously if your skin tone isn't the same as mine, their highlights in general are just so blinding. Citrine is just my personal favorite, and it is beautiful. Packaging is really, really nice, super bougie, really pretty. Also, really, really love these blush lighters from Wet n Wild. So these are really cool because you get two different products in here. So you get a highlight on one side, which is very pretty as well. Like, you can tell I like blinding highlights, obviously, and then the other side, you get kind of like a highlighter slash blush product. I use this as a blush more, or like a blush topper, to give me like a pretty little sheen on my cheeks as well as the highlight, but you could use it as like a pink highlight too. But really, really pretty. Love the dual colors that you got, and these are like $4.99 and stunning and beautiful. Wet n Wild always kills it on their highlights. These also come in a couple different colorways depending on your skin tone. Okay, now we're gonna talk lipsticks. This was a category where I don't know what I was thinking. I grabbed a lot, okay? We're gonna talk about a lot about different lips here, and my picks are all nude because honestly, aside from the holidays, that's 90% of the time what I was wearing this year. But all of the products I'm going to talk about obviously come in a bunch of different shades, and these are all really great formulas. So I'll share with you the nude shades that I love and why I like the formulas. And then if you are, you know, don't want a nude lip, you want something different, just check out the product itself and there should be a ton of different shades. So, all right, let's start first with lip liners. I actually only chose one lip liner because I was really impressed with these. And these were newer this year from Too Faced, and these were their Lady Bold collection. So they came out with a bunch of different lip liners and lipsticks. So in general, love this collection. Also have one of the Lady Bold lipsticks as one of my favorites for this year. But the lip liners, this one in the shade Badass was definitely one of my most used. It's a really pretty nude color. It's what I have on my lips today. They're creamy, they're pigmented, they last really well, and they correspond very nicely with the lipsticks, which I really like. So definitely really like these as far as lip liners go. For lipstick, I have the shade Braveheart. This is a lighter nude, but so, so pretty. They're super creamy, but they're long lasting, very pigmented. I really, really liked these and thought that these were a really, really nice addition this year that Too Faced came out with, so loved those. I actually have more. I have two high-end, and the other ones are all drugstore. So I'll talk about the other high-end one that I love, Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. This is like a cult favorite. It's been around forever and so many people love it, but it is beautiful. True matte, kind of has like a purpley mauve undertone to it, but it's beautiful. They make a Pillow Talk medium as well, which is a little bit darker, and they're both stunning. So this was definitely a very, very used lipstick for me this year. Now for drugstore, you guys know, Revlon Untold Stories. All of these are gonna look very similar because these are clearly the kind of colors that I like, but this is Revlon Untold Stories. Pinky, mauvey, nude, matte, but not drying to the lips, still creamy. This can be hard to find in store. I think it might even be online only, so I normally get mine from Amazon. So you might have difficulty finding this in store, but it's well worth an online order. Let me tell you, it's amazing. And then two newer lip products that I like are from Milani. This is the shade Tease. These are their Color Fetish. This one is for my girls who like true nudes. You don't want something that's more pinky. If you see, this one is much more nude than the other ones. The other ones are all kind of pinky or purpley undertone. This one is like a true kind of brown undertoned nude. Very pretty, long lasting, and creamy on the lips. Even though it's like a matte finish, it's really nice. And then last but not least, I have this Revlon, is it Revlon? No, Maybelline Ultimate lipstick in the shade More Blonde. This is another find on Amazon. I'll put it right here, but this is what that looks like. It's a lighter shade, has a more like purpley mauve undertone. This is the lightest one, but I absolutely love this. It's so pretty. Also a matte finish, but creamy on the lips. You can still like blend your lips together like this and everything like that. That goes with all of these. I definitely veered towards more matte lip colors this year, just because obviously if you're like wearing a mask or something, a matte lip is gonna be your best option. And then if I wanted to do a gloss, I would do a gloss depending on what I was doing, where I was going, whatever, because I still love a glossy lip. Y'all know that. But I like matte lipsticks because then you can just add a gloss on top if you want a glossy look, and they're still gonna be long lasting and look nice. So those are kind of all of my favorites. Like I said, if you're not a nude girl, just check out all of those lipsticks have fabulous formulas. So they have tons of different colors that come in that formula that I'm sure you would like as well. But those are kind of my most used lippies. I know that was a lot, but I gotta tell you guys my faves, you know? Gotta give you options. Okay, for lip glosses, I have 3. So first one we have Drugstore Maybelline Lifter Gloss. Really, really nice. These remind me a lot of the Fenty Gloss Bombs. They're very similar. They give a really juicy, glossy look to the lips. I'll apply this right now. This one is my favorite. This one is in the shade Moon. Or no, wait, this is Topaz. Moon is my favorite, but this is still very pretty. It's a little bit darker. These have hyaluronic acid in them too, so they actually kind of like feel like moisturizing to the lips. They're not sticky at all, but I will say they're not super, super long lasting. The other 2 lip glosses I'm gonna talk about are much more long lasting than this is, but this one is not sticky, feels hydrating to the lips, and is really nice. Just will need to be reapplied, you know, as you go through the night or day or whatever. These other 2 lip glosses are more long lasting in my opinion. We have the House Labs lip gloss. This one is in the shade Corset. I also like the shade Venus. They're both beautiful. Very long lasting, gives a juicy mirror-like look to the lips. I really enjoy that. This is Lady Gaga's makeup brand. And then also the Tarte H2O glosses. If you guys have watched me for a long time, you know I really love these. This one is in the shade Sandy Toes. There's a lot of different shades in this. I literally love all of them. Long lasting, juicy, glossy, super pretty. And yeah, definitely one of my faves. Probably my favorite lip gloss of all time. So that's the tea on lip glosses. And last but not least, we gotta talk setting sprays. So Urban Decay All Nighter, if you've watched my channel for a while, you know I love this. I really don't think any other setting spray will increase the longevity of your makeup like this one does. It really, really does make a difference. I see a difference when I don't use it, which is rarely ever anymore. I always use it. It really, really is good. It's the OG. I love this. This year though, I also really did start to like the Rare Beauty, what is this called? Always an Optimist 4-in-1 Mist. So I actually use this a lot more often as more of a primer than I do a setting spray, but sometimes I use it as a setting spray, but most times I am using the Urban Decay, but I like to use this actually. I'll do my primer and then I'll go in and spritz this on my face before I go in with foundation, or when I'm done with my foundation, I'll use this to kind of set, and it gives me a little bit of a glow, and then I'll go in and do my eyes and the rest of my face and then set with this at the very end. This does give a little bit of a glow to your skin where the Urban Decay is not gonna change the way your skin looks at all. It's just gonna kind of set it down and make it last longer. This is gonna give you a little bit of a glow. I really, really like it. It's beautiful as well. You can't go wrong with either, and that was definitely a very used product of mine this year as well. So, I really hope I didn't forget anything. I think that was everything. I'm sure there were products that I liked this year that, you know, I'm forgetting about that I didn't include, but I tried to really like narrow it down. I feel like some categories had more products than others because I just couldn't narrow it down, but hopefully this was helpful for you guys. Like I said, I'll list everything down below because I know I've been talking forever, and I'll have links and all that kind of stuff. If you guys want to shop these products, definitely check down below in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much. Your support means more than the world to me. This will be my last video in 2021. So yeah, I will see you guys in 2022, and I'm wishing you all a very happy, healthy new year. I love you guys so much, and I will see you next year, aka in a couple days, and I love you guys. Happy New Year, and thank you for everything as always. Bye.